Welcome to a yin yoga practice for grounding, centering, and calm during the COVID-19 pandemic. In this practice, you do not actually need any props, but if you have a block, it's a good idea to have one nearby. And if you don't have a block, you can always substitute a folded up blanket or towel or pillows. To start, come to a comfortable seat with your hips elevated above your knees, rolling your shoulders back and down, and allowing your arms and shoulders to rest heavy down away from your ears. Sit in a comfortable seat either on the ground, or you can even sit in a chair, or if it's appropriate for you today, you can always lie on your back. Take your next couple of breaths simply just to settle into a comfortable position, allowing your spine to be long, your shoulders, arms, jaw, and face to be relaxed. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If your eyes are not closed already, simply allow them to be very, very heavy, gazing through eyelashes, or simply close your eyes altogether if that feels safe. Take another deep breath in and exhale slowly. How is your heart today? How is your body? How is your soul? Be honest with yourself and allow yourself to be present with whatever is. Allow yourself to be as you are in this moment, without judgment or desire to be anything different. Breathe into your own body and recall a time in the past, or perhaps even in this moment with our current pandemic, when you felt alone, sad, angry, helpless, or scared. Stay present with the sensations you feel. Breathe in. Feel them. Slowly exhale them out. If you are experiencing these emotions for yourself, for someone else, or for our country and or our world, acknowledge these feelings. Acknowledge your process. And reaffirm that your feelings are fluid, as is the journey of life. They will, you will, and our current situation will change in time, the way all things inevitably do. Trust this. Breathe in this trust and come back to it as often as you need. Exhale it out into the universe. When we practice yoga, we heal ourselves through deep inquiry, movement, and breath. We learn to be present with and feel all aspects of ourself and our collective human experience: grief, rage, fear, and shame, and release these from our body and psyche so that we are no longer defined by them, but rather stronger and more resilient for them. We practice so that we may discover wholeness in ourselves, our communities, and our world. Take another breath in. Slowly exhale out. Calling in the God of your own unique understanding, be that your higher power, the creative consciousness, universal love, Mother Earth, the Holy Spirit, or the inexplicable energy that unites us all. May this practice be an opportunity for us to reconnect with ourselves, to get centered and grounded in love and trust, and release any fear and anger that is hurting our hearts, our bodies, and one another. May we remember and trust our underlying health, with gratitude for all that our bodies do for us every moment of our lives, and for those who help keep us healthy. We acknowledge that in this time of great challenge, that it is also a time of great opportunity for gratitude, self-reflection, action, compassion, and change, not only for us individually, but for our entire world. May we awaken to our personal and collective attachments to fear, guilt, shame, grief, and rage, so that we may heal ourselves and our planet. May our practice bring us peace to our own hearts and our global heart. Take another deep breath in and exhale it out. Allow this meditation and prayer to sink in for another breath, and gently release your hands from wherever they are and make your way onto your back, extending your legs out long and allowing your arms to come to either side, palms face up. Taking a few breaths here to simply allow you to come into this space, into your practice, into your body, and into your breath for our time together today. Simply allowing yourself to be as you are and notice how your body's feeling. You can always bend your knees, bringing your feet to the mat if your low back is not quite ready for legs straight quite yet. If they're not there already, slowly start to bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to your mat. Once there, allow your knees to fall open to either side of the room like a butterfly, bringing the soles of your feet together. Either allow your knees to fall open with the help of gravity, but if your knees don't come all the way down to the mat, and that's not accessible to you today, you can always place blocks, towels or blankets, or pillows underneath the outside of each thigh for additional support. You can always remove those blocks if you decide that that is not appropriate for you, knowing that no matter what shape you're in your practice today, always honoring your body and doing what feels best to you in the moment, whether it's something that I cue or not. As you're here, take a deep breath in, exhale it out. For our Yin Yoga practice today, a reminder of our 3 principles of Yin Yoga. The first is, as we move into every shape, to find the place of first resistance and to stay there for at least a bit of time. Finding the Goldilocks place where you feel enough sensation, but it's not too much and it's not too little. Our second principle is stillness. After taking about the first 10 or so seconds in each shape, finding stillness so that you can simply be in the pose, even if sometimes it's a bit uncomfortable. And thirdly, time. We hold these shapes for several minutes, allowing your body to ease into these shapes, and for your soft tissues, like your muscles, your fascia, your tendons and ligaments, to simply make their way into each shape without strain, without force, and without muscular effort. Simply allowing your body to go with gravity and be supported either by the ground or by props. As you continue into this shape, stay connected to your breath. Notice when your mind wanders to things outside of your space, knowing that you can always come back to either sensation in your body, your breath, or a mantra, or perhaps all 3. All of those things will always bring you right back into this present moment. Take another breath in, and with your next exhale, using your arm strength to the outside of each leg, gently bring your knees back to center and your feet to the floor. Pausing here for a moment, and then gently cross your left ankle over top of your right knee, coming to a figure 4 shape. From here, gently drop both knees over to the left, like windshield wipers going over to the left side of your windshield, bringing both knees down toward the mat. If your left knee doesn't come all the way down to the mat, either use a block or other prop to go underneath your left thigh. The closer up to your pelvis the block or prop is, the less sensation you might feel, and the closer that block or prop is out towards your left knee, you might feel more sensation. Allow your legs and your gluteals to become a little heavier with each exhale. Arms and shoulders get to rest heavy on your mat. Check in here with your jaw and your face and your shoulders and anywhere else in your body where you may be holding on to tension that's not serving you in this moment. Take a deep breath in to those places, and with your exhale, see if you can let them go even just a little bit. The mantra that I will offer you today, which is one that I've been using in my own practice during this very chaotic and interesting time that we're in, is this: I am safe. I am healthy. I am safe. I am healthy. Take this mantra or leave it or modify it to serve your own purposes. And when applying these mantras to your practice and into your daily life, say them with conviction, in present tense, such that they are already true. Even if there are times where you're not fully confident that it is true, say it with such conviction that you plant the seed for it to be true. I am safe. I am healthy. Breathe into that as you inhale, and exhale, send it out into the universe. And very slowly start to walk your knees back to center, keeping your left ankle on top of your right knee in that figure 4 shape. Pausing here and gently pressing your left knee away from your torso for a little bit more sensation through your left buttocks. Either stay here if that feels like it's enough sensation for you through your left gluteals. The other option is to gently bring your right knee in toward your chest, interlacing your fingers behind your right thigh, letting your right foot and ankle rest heavy. If that's too much, you can find an in-between place by resting your right foot down on a block or a pillow or a folded blanket. Check in here to make sure that your feet and ankles and toes are resting heavy, that your right foot and calf are just resting heavy down toward the floor if your right knee is pulled in toward your chest. Even check in with your arms and shoulders. Even if you're holding your right thigh with your hands, see where you can ease your grip just a little, softening through your face and your jaw. Check in with your forehead and your eyes. See if you're squinting your eyes closed tightly, and allow them to simply relax. Continuing to stay focused with your breath as you inhale into sensation, focusing on the epicenter of where you feel that sensation in your body. And exhaling, settling into the shape. Remaining still and calm in your body, even in times of discomfort or strong sensation. It's our ability to stay present with times of a lot of sensation and times of discomfort, like you might be experiencing now, either in your body and or just in our current situation. By staying in it, it allows you to become stronger, more adaptable, and more proactive, as opposed to allowing our minds to run away from the discomfort. If your right knee is pulled into your chest, gently release your right foot down to your mat, keeping your left foot on your thigh for a second before releasing your left foot back down to your mat. Extend both legs long and allowing your arms to come out to either side, palms face up. Reconnect with your breath and simply notice how you feel in your body. Check in with your right side and check in with your left side. Gently bend your knees once again, bringing your feet to the mat. This time gently bend your right knee and cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Slowly start to drop both knees over to the right side of your mat and placing a block or a towel underneath the outside of your right thigh if your leg doesn't come all the way to the floor. Your right ankle is gently stacked on top of the outside of your left knee or thigh to add a little extra weight to the left leg. Settling into this shape on this side. And even though we aim for symmetry in our poses, we also recognize and respect that our bodies are not always symmetrical. And in fact, nobody's body is symmetrical. So even if one side doesn't look like the other, that is perfectly okay. Simply respect your body and allow yourself to be wherever you are in this moment, and allow yourself to need whatever you need in this moment. Come back into your breath. Come back to your mantra. I am safe. I am healthy. I am safe. I am healthy. Continue to stay focused with your breath. Slow and intentional inhales in through your nose and slowly exhaling out through your nose. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, very slowly start to return back onto your back, keeping your legs in that figure 4 shape with your right ankle crossed on top of your left thigh. Gently press your right thigh away from your torso, inviting more sensation into your right side gluteals. Stay here if that's enough sensation for you, or option to bring your left knee in toward your chest, interlacing your hands behind your left thigh and allowing your left foot and calf to rest heavy down toward the floor. If you ever at any time during your practice move a little too quickly or too deeply into a pose, even though we aim for stillness, you can always certainly back off or move more deeply into a shape after you've been there for a bit of time. If you decide that you need to move, just do so slowly and mindfully and find an appropriate place for you. Again, check in with your arms, your shoulders, and face. See where you can soften through your grip a little bit, even if you're holding behind your left thigh. Relax your toes and your ankles. Again, come back to sensation in your body. Sending your breath into the place where you feel the most sensation. And continually coming back to your mantra. I am safe. I am healthy. Where is your mind right now? If your mind has drifted to things outside of your practice space, no worries. Simply bring it back. Come back to your breath, your body. Wherever you are, gently release your left foot down if it's there. Uncross your right leg. Keeping your knees bent and both feet on the floor, take hold of your block or a folded up towel. Press into your feet. Lift your hips just enough to slide that block or folded up towel underneath the back of your pelvis, avoiding your low back itself, but placing it right underneath your sacrum, that bone at the back center of your pelvis, and allowing your pelvis to rest heavy onto whatever prop you're using. You can keep your knees bent here, or if it feels good, you can extend both legs long down toward the mat, resting them heavy on the floor. Coming into your supported bridge. If this is too much extension for your low back and you're feeling any kind of compression or pinching, you can always lower onto the floor and rest in Shavasana, or use a towel to decrease the amount of extension you have. If you need more, you can lift your hips and rotate your block 90 degrees, elevating your hips just a bit more for added depth into this pose. Remember that how deep you go doesn't make you a good yogi in any practice, but what does is listening to and respecting your body in the moment. Whichever variation you're in for your supported bridge, allow your arms to be heavy, your legs to become heavier, and rest into the support of the ground and the earth beneath you. Imagine health as a color, and whichever color just immediately comes to mind. Imagine that color representing health, circulating through your body, through all of your circulatory system, just as your blood does. And picture that color just circulating through your entire body, health flowing through your entire body. If there's any place in your body where it's a different color, or it's hard to connect the color of health to that place, just using the power of visualization, automatically turn any other color or any place that feels disconnected. Envision that color of health getting to that same place, such that whatever color is the color of health to you continues to circulate freely and openly and easily through your entire body. Practice this visualization along with your mantra. I am safe. I am healthy. And come back to this visualization and this mantra as often as you need it. Whether that's going out to the grocery store, or going to bed at night. Using these tools are just simple ways to reaffirm for yourself that you are indeed safe and healthy. Continue to use your breath as you continue to ease into this pose. If your legs are bent, or extended rather, gently bend your knees again so that you can lift your hips just enough to slide your block out from under your pelvis and rest your pelvis back onto your mat, keeping your knees bent, allowing your spine to be neutral for just a breath or two. Gently bring your knees in toward your chest, either leaving your head or returning your head back down to your mat. Rock a little left and right, feeling for the back of your rib cage and each side of your back. Moving slowly, intentionally, and simply exploring each side of your back before returning to center. Bring your knees out a bit wider. Think about bringing your kneecaps toward your shoulders, holding either behind your thighs or on top of your shins, whatever's easily accessible to you in this moment. Stay here, or if a full happy baby is in your practice, keep your knees deeply bent, stacking your ankles over your knees in a 90-degree angle, and either holding the outsides of your calves, behind your thighs, or the outsides of your feet. With your next couple of exhales, invite your pelvis and your low back to become just a bit heavier down towards your mat. Come back into your breath, breathing deeply in through your nose and out through your nose. Once again, check back in with your face and your jaw. If your teeth are clenched together, simply allow a little bit of space between your upper and lower teeth. Allow your head to become just 5% heavier down into your mat. And if your hands are reaching for the outsides of your feet or your calves, see if you can still allow your arms to become a little softer, your grip a little lighter. Finding ease where you can as you continue to breathe into your happy baby pose. Very gently, start to bring your knees back to center toward your chest. Take a breath here. And then very gently, once again, extend your legs back down to your mat, arms by your side, palms face up, pausing in Shavasana, reconnecting with your body and your breath. Again, observe in your body how you feel now. And gently bend your knees again, bringing them once again into your chest for a moment. And then roll onto your left side, coming into a fetal position for a moment, with your left arm underneath your left ear as a temporary pillow if you need one. Press into the floor as you come up onto hands and knees. You can always pad your knees either by folding your blanket or placing a towel underneath your knees. You're come to stand on your knees, and if this is enough sensation through the tops of your feet, ankles, shins, or calves, stay here. Options include placing a block underneath your pelvis as you sit on a block, and sitting your hips down toward your heels if that's accessible to your knees. And remembering that your block has 3 different heights, so you can always lower it down toward the floor. Keeping your legs like the number 11 with your thighs right over top of your calves. Another option, if you need more still, is to bring your hands behind your back, lifting your chest up toward the sky, and even perhaps lifting your knees off of your mat, intensifying the sensation through the tops of your feet. Choose whichever variation that you need in this moment and breathe into whatever sensation you're feeling, whether it's the tops of your feet, shins, calves, thighs. Taking another breath here. Whichever variation you're in, gently come up onto hands and knees. Shake your legs out, stretching one leg out at a time. And then curl your toes under, bringing the balls of your feet to the mat. And you might use your hand to help get your little pinky toe to curl as well if it reaches. And either keep your hands on the mat and lift your knees to spread your toes and lower your feet down to get there is another option. Keeping your hands on the mat, either stay here for this intense stretch for the bottom of your feet. And if you need more sensation, you can start to walk your hands back towards your knees, rising with your upper body. And for even more sensation, you're able to sit upright, bringing your hips towards your heels. And if that's too much, you can always bring your hands down to the mat again. Whichever variation you're in, simply breathe. Breathing slowly, staying focused with sensation in your breath. Staying present where you are. Connecting to our feet, which literally connect us to the earth and get us from one place to the other, one step at a time. Gently move your hands back to the mat if they're not there already. Point your toes away from you and just gently tap the tops of your feet to your mat. It's a nice way to come out of that pose. Gently turn to the side of your mat, and if your knees are sensitive, you can fold your mat in half or into thirds, placing your knees onto that folded section for a little extra cushion. So we set up for our frog pose. Coming onto hands and knees, you might have a blanket or a bolster in front of you if you decide to use props. Turn your toes out away from each other so that you have toes out, heels in, and know that you can always have toes pointed down away from you if that is more accessible to your feet and ankles. Stay there if that's enough for your inner thighs, or start to let your knees part and go in opposite directions. Come to the place of first resistance where you feel some resistance and sensation through your inner thighs and pelvic floor. Doesn't matter how far you go, you can stay perfectly upright or come down closer toward the mat and anywhere in between. You can stay upright on your hands or lower onto forearms, resting your head toward the floor, or even bringing blocks, a bolster, or a pillow underneath your torso and or forehead to be fully supported in this pose. Allow your knees to be about a 90-degree angle with your ankles, and see if you can keep your pelvis in line with your thighs, avoiding pressing your hips either forward of your knees or behind your knees. But find a variation that suits you in the moment where you feel some opening in through the inseam of your leg and into your pelvis. As we're here for some time, if your body starts to open a little bit more, gently ease your way into a little bit more depth, regardless of where that is, either just lowering down a micrometer that's not even visible, or working your way closer and closer toward the floor. If you're leaning over a bolster or using any other props with your head turned to the side, make sure that at some point you turn your head to look to the other direction. Check in with where your mind is. Are you staying present with sensation in your body? Come back into your breath. Come back into your mantra. Come back into that visualization of that color representing health to you, flowing through your body as you breathe. I am safe. I am healthy. I am safe. I am healthy. If this pose is not accessible to you, you can always do a seated wide-legged forward fold instead. Continue to focus on your breath, bringing your awareness to any tension in your body, and using your exhale to see if you can let it go just a little tiny bit more. Take another breath in, and with your exhale, if you are lower down onto a bolster or down toward the ground, start to rise back up slowly onto forearms and then up on to hands. Bring one leg in at a time back under your pelvis, moving slowly as you need to. Shake out wrists, arms, or ankles, anything that you need to. And then turn back onto your mat with your legs extended out in front of you. If sitting upright, you notice that you're already rounded back, then sit up on a bolster or on a very firm folded up towel or blanket to get your pelvis up higher than your knees. Think about sticking your butt out just a little bit, and this will help your spine be long and your chest and heart lifted. This could be enough sensation for you, simply having your legs out in front of you, sitting upright. If it is, just stay there. If you would like more sensation, you can inhale and reach your arms up, sitting tall, and as you exhale, fold from the waist and gently lower your arms toward the floor or on top of your thighs, allowing your chin or forehead to rest down toward your chest, and placing your forehead on blocks or on a bolster, or simply allowing your head to hang in gravity. Whatever feels most accessible to you in this shape. Your knees can always stay bent as deeply or shallowly as you need to. Wherever you are, finding a way to rest into this forward fold. As you continue to focus your breath, send your breath into wherever you feel the most sensation. Either stay where you are, or if your body's opened up a little bit more and asking for more sensation, you can always lower down on a level on your blocks, remove a block, or stay perfectly where you are if that's the best place for you right now. Breathe into the back of your rib cage, into the space between your shoulder blades. feeling the expansion through the back of your lungs and ribs as you inhale, and exhale, settling into this shape just a bit more. Take a couple more breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. And very slowly, one vertebra at a time, start to rise back up with your upper body, coming up into a seat again. Remove any props off to the side that you may have been using, and start to lower yourself down onto your back, allowing your legs to go long and your arms by your side, palms face up. If having your legs extended is uncomfortable for your low back, you can always place a rolled up towel or blanket under your knees or a bolster. Or if it feels best, you can always keep your knees bent, bringing your feet to the mat. Whichever shape you choose to take for your final rest, your final Shavasana, allow your body to become just incrementally 5% heavier with each exhale. And while you stay focused to your breath, into that visualization of health, whichever color that is to you, flowing through your body, allow your physical body to rest and trust the support of the earth below you, surrendering into gravity, surrendering into this moment, and allowing yourself to simply be. Slowly start to bring some gentle, mindful movement into your fingers and your toes. Start to circle wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other, moving very slowly and intentionally. If it feels good to your neck, you can gently rotate your head from one side to the other and take any other movements that your body's asking for in the next few seconds. Gently bring your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself another hug. Rock a little right and left. And the next time your knees come over toward the left, once again roll back onto your left side, keeping your eyes closed or very, very heavy gaze. Coming into your fetal position for a breath. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Again, elevate your pelvis up on something, whether it's a block or a bolster. You can even sit in a chair, or if it is what you need today, you can always lie on your back. Allow your shoulders to rest heavy, your hands resting face up on your thighs. Lifting your heart with a long spine. Take another deep breath in and exhale slowly. How is your heart? How is your body? How is your soul? Once again, be honest with yourself and allow yourself to be present with whatever is. Allow yourself to feel and be as you are in this moment without judgment or desire to be anything different. Where did you heal today? Where is there resistance and more healing to be done? Breathe in. Exhale slowly. Fill and surround your heart with gratitude for the opportunity to do this work today. Breathe into the trust that by doing your own work, you are making a difference. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine and pelvic floor, the energy center or chakra called Muladhara, the place in our bodies that the yogic tradition associates with community or family, stability, and safety. Bring to mind the color representing health that you envisioned during your practice. See that color glowing brightly at the base of your pelvis and spine. See that color circulate throughout your body. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. See that color of health emanate from your body, shining brightly over and through your community, your city, your state or province, your nation, and finally, covering the entire world. Envision health, community, stability, and safety originating from and being shared with every person around the world. Take another deep breath in and ground yourself in this vision, this feeling. Exhale slowly out. While we can control so very little in our lives and world, we always have the opportunity to come back to our breath, our center, and intention. Place both hands on your heart. Take a deep breath into your hands. This breath, this beat, this love is who we are. Bring your hands into prayer position, palms together, right at your heart center. Thank you, God, Goddess, universal love, the powers that be, for this time and gift to go inward and ground ourselves again in love, trust, and faith, even for just this moment, that we are healthy, safe, and held in universal love. We ask for continued strength and resilience to get through this pandemic and come out with greater compassion, gratitude, generosity, ways of living that unite rather than divide us, that heal social and political injustices and our planet. May we remember now and forever our oneness with each other and the earth, and how truly beautiful we are when we come together, even at a distance, in love. Namaste. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today.